Hello YouTube, Beanie from the bedroom here. Take number 7. Using my very inexpensive Harley Benton 550 Part 2 LP Deluxe. You've all seen this one before. And throw some effects on here and see what we got. That's my wah-wah. My Ventura Vibe pedal. And let's test drive it with a little bit of jazz. Not bad, but turn the reverb off because you could hear the reverb. I also want to demonstrate this amp with the gain channel, which I can't believe sounds as good as it does. You know this song? Yeah, I put the Golden Horses pedal on when I got over here. I don't know what I was doing, but I know I moved over here to do something somewhere. Just to show you that the difference when I did stack it. But I was just, besides that, I was just playing this thing with the distortion coming right out of the Fender Twin Amp. This is part 2 to yesterday's video because this is another amp. Same amp, but another amp. So figure that one out. The one I got yesterday had a reverb problem. I brought it back to Jim Terry's music shop in Palm Harbor today and switched it with this one. And then when I got home, cleaned it all up, made it look like brand new, like the other one. Test drove it. Everything worked great. No problems with the reverb. I had that sucker up to 10 to do that, and it was great. And then everything else sounded good. Now the one I had yesterday, the light, the jewel light, was fading in and out and in and out. Along with if I turn the reverb up, did I get this nasty feedback, which if you saw the first video, you know exactly what I mean. But this one, so it's got a clean channel with a gain channel, so I would consider that 2 channels on one, and then it's got a gain channel, and that's what I used on that second song that I just played. The gain is up to 9, and treble is between 4 and 5, bass is between 7 and 8, mid is between 4 and 5, and the volume is between 2, a little bit past 2, but not quite between 2 and 3. And man, each channel sounds great. The clean channel sounds great. The gain channel on the clean channel sounds great. Speak slower so people could understand you. And then the gain channel sounds really good. And the reverb, it's just, that's on 4. The reverb. Oh, what am I doing? There we go. Yeah, that's on 4. So the reverb sounds 10 times better than the amp from yesterday. Everything sounds 10 times better. So happy with it. Again, like I said, I was just looking for a Fender Twin Amp that was tube, and whether it be a 112 or 212, this happens to be a 212 because it's not the twin, it's the evil twin. But it sounds amazing. So I'm happy with that. I didn't want to bore you with the jazz thing. I can go on and on and on with the jazz thing. That's how I started playing guitar. When I was 8 years old, I got my first guitar from my dad, and it was in between the 45s and the 33 and the thirds, was it? Or was it 78? I don't remember. If you know, leave a comment. But it wasn't the 45, and it was like an album, but it was a smaller album. We had a collection of those, old jazz. So it was instrumentals, and I would put the jazz record on the phonograph. Does anyone have a phonograph anymore? And bring my guitar and my amp into the living room, and I would just noodle and just play to the jazz that I heard, which is probably why I play more solo stuff, because I can't play chords or fancy rhythms. Let alone do I know what chord I'm in or what scale I'm playing. I have no idea. I just play. And that's where I started that whole thing with the jazz. Funny thing is that now that I'm thinking about it, we met Louis Armstrong in Atlantic City. My dad took a picture of him, and we were like cutting through an alleyway, and his room had a balcony, and he was sitting out on it, and it was just one above us. And my mom said, "Hey, Louis," and he just looked over, and nice as can be. And my father took a picture of him like this on the railing of the balcony he was on, and talking to him, "How you people doing?" The nicest, sweetest guy. So so that's where my roots on playing guitar came from at such an early age, was my dad's jazz records. Now, if I was born in the 80s and my parents were into metal, I might be a metalhead, so it just goes to show you, maybe not, I don't know. But so this thing, even at the volume at halfway, I messed that up. I messed it up again. I just forgot what I was doing. I literally just played that about 5 minutes ago. This is, like I said, I don't know how many takes this has been on the video, but normally at this point I would start cursing up a storm and turn it off and start all over again. But I'm tired of doing that, and I'm just going to let it go. And so back to the amp, Beanie. All right, you got it. I brought it in. I exchanged it for this one. 10 times better. I'll just put a picture. Let me just do this whole thing right there. That's it, right there. That's the puppy. Yeah. So, carbon on top, Marshall in the back. Oh, with Jimmy and Gary Moore. I don't want to get into a story with Gary Moore either at this time. But I don't know what happened all of a sudden. So yeah, when I brought it in and I told him, he was cool about the whole thing. Then I had to go back because this amp came with the pedal but without the cord. So I had to go back yet again and ask him, can I get the cord from that one, because this one doesn't have a cord for the foot switch. So totally satisfied with this one. I'll let him know about, this one not having the same issues, especially with the reverb, and that tells me that it's not just because I put the reverb up to 10, because this one doesn't do that when I put it up to 10, and about the jewel light fading in and out, which could be a problem somewhere. And I asked him also, because he said, oh, I'm bringing up the road to this other music shop that he knows, and I was like, oh, is that where you bring your stuff? What about like with pickups and stuff like that? He said, yeah, I bring it to him. He's good at wiring, and he was like, he was apprehensive. He wanted to say something, but he didn't, and I know what he meant. And I said, well, I've been in there, half dozen times or more, and I only went in there one time with, a buddy of mine, and that was the only time the guy was in a good mood. And I said, do I want to go into a music store and look around, even though he's got some cool stuff, and give him my money if he's got, let's just say, an attitude, personality problem? And I was like, so I kind of avoid the guy. I said, the last visit I went in there with my buddy that came down to visit for a week was the best visit, and I'll leave it at that. I'm afraid to go in there, and then the guy is acting a bit ornery or in a bad mood. I don't want to say anything derogatory about the guy, and I'm trying not to curse because I don't want to offend any of my viewers, and some of them are church-going people. And although I come from New York and we use the alphabet, we call it the F-in alphabet, F and A, F and B, F and C. I'm trying to tone back on that kind of language so that no one gets offended. But he would be the prime candidate to use it on, only because you go in there, and if you're running a business and you want people to spend your money there, I think you treat them a little bit differently when you walk through the door. However, that's just my take on it. But yeah, he said I bring my stuff there. And another friend of mine from the gym that's a professional musician, he's got a couple of CDs, and great singer, great voice on him, good quality stuff. He says I bring it to him as well. And I'm like, well, maybe I can give it to them and they could bring it to him and have it done, so I don't have to deal with them. Look, I give you $10 for gas if you be my middleman. But so this amp is 10 times better, and totally satisfied with it. And again, I AB it, so because of the Carbon having the reverb issues, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and I don't. I guess I could bring it to him, but again, I have to associate myself with that person, and who knows what's going to happen, because amps are 5 times more money to repair than anything on a guitar, from what I remember. I don't think it's gotten any cheaper throughout the years. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed this video, unlike the one yesterday, and have a good day and a better tomorrow. Just turn it off.